Kurtis was severely abused as a toddler. He and his biological sister were essentially abandoned by their biological parents and adopted by a biological aunt and her husband. And it was the adoptive uncle who was the abusive father in this story. It was when Kurtis became comatose and began having seizures that his adoptive mother, his aunt, realized how serious the situation was and called for medical assistance. And Kurtis and his sister were then transported by ambulance to the hospital in Reno. Kurtis was in foster care for a couple of months until it became clear that he was going to progress developmentally and be adoptable. And so Kurtis was 23 months of age when he came to live with us. I would be glad to read it to you.
Okay.
This is, I believe, a very important story, and I would like to think that millions of people will read this story because it's such a significant story. Mm-hmm. The title is Abandoning Anger. Forgive and forget, Mother always said. I thought I was forgiving. It took more energy to be angry than it did to just get over it. Then I adopted Kurtis, the most severely abused child to survive in the United States at the time, with hair the color of Rumpelstiltskin spun gold, eyes like warm caramel, and skin the texture of silk. It was hard to imagine what crime this angelic toddler could have committed to warrant such violent abuse. At 15 months of age, he had been hit over the head with a chair for not cleaning his plate. He had been placed naked on hot stove burners and dipped in boiling water for soiling his diaper. The abuse took place at the hands of a biological uncle who had adopted him and become his father. The burns left large, red, itchy, keloid scars on his buttocks, legs, and back. The traumatic brain injury left him totally blind, deaf, and paralyzed on the left side until swelling was released in his skull. Kurtis was comatose for 8 weeks. The right side of his brain was damaged to the extent that it didn't provide enough stimulation for growth to the left arm and leg. 1 month before his second birthday, he functioned at the level of a 9-month-old. One afternoon when Kurtis was 8, he looked up from playing and said, "Mom, do you think you can find the man who hurt me?" Kurtis' request took me by surprise. I wondered if I located the abuser, if I could be as forgiving as as I wanted Kurtis to be. "I think I can, Kurtis. Why do you want to find him?" I asked. While I waited for his response, I searched my soul and found the feelings of anger that had once churned within my gut were gone. A peace had filled me instead of hatred. Kurtis, Tina, their father, and I were family, forever. This was my life, and it was good. Kurtis's answer confirmed my thoughts. I want to tell him I'm okay. This is right after you came to live with us, I think probably the first week. Here you are being doofy. This was when you were in high school, and you were in that program where they were testing to see how fast you could drill holes in the cribbage board and all that kind of stuff.
I'm partially paralyzed from at least on my left foot. I can't move my toes.
Have you been able to forgive?
Yeah. I actually forgave him a long time ago.
How did you do that? Why was it so easy for you think? For quick?
So quick?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it took some years, but it's like Mom says that if I can't forgive him, it's like just dwells. The pain and emotion's still there, but if I can't forgive a soul, like, who can forgive me for doing something bad?
Was there a point where you were just so angry and just wanted to get back at him?
No, there was, but I just was taught not to.
So today you feel more, would it be fair to say that you feel more free and released from the anger?
Somewhat.
Well, I think it's an ongoing process because the hurts and the wrongs are ongoing. People continually hurt you, and people continually do you wrong, and so it's an ongoing process. If I didn't have faith in God, I would not have Kurtis. I told God when my husband and I began the adoption process for Kurtis that we would take whatever child he had for us, and I don't know why he thought I was capable of Kurtis. Sometimes I say, okay, God, I don't know what you were thinking. You must have more confidence in me than I have in myself, or is this some kind of crazy bad joke, God? But God knew what he was doing and matched us up with Kurtis, for which I will always be grateful. And he said to them, when you pray, say, Father, hallowed be your name, your kingdom come. Give us each day our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, for we also forgive everyone who sins against us, and lead us not into temptation. I would like Kurtis to have some connection with his biological family, and if that meant reconnecting with the abusive father, I would like him to pick up this book and read this story and know that we have forgiven him. I think he would say he's sorry. I think he was sorry then, and I think he's sorry now. I don't think he intended to do it. I don't think he could help himself. This was you chopping firewood.
Karen and Kurtis are happy. With courage and strength and their ability to find forgiveness, they move forward with their lives without feeling anger or judgment.